Hi guys, welcome to Actually I Can. And today I would like to talk with you about motivation, especially nowadays when it's very hard to get motivated being under quarantine and staying at home. So I will tell you about 6 things that are keeping me motivated. The first thing to do, I would recommend you to make yourself a space on the wall to put a board or just like stick some images to it. When you do it, then what works for me is quotes. Quotes is a big thing, okay? So just research some quotes that you like or some famous people said, or to be honest, like whatever you want, just stick some quotes to it. Generally, I have 3 favorite ones. So the first one would be Actually I Can, which is the name of the vlog also. You know this feeling when someone is telling you that you cannot do something, or you have this amazing idea in your mind and some people are just like putting you down, and then you are just saying, watch me, and then actually I can. And then you are showing them that what you are doing. That's the best feeling in the world. That motivates me for all my life. And that's why I have to do like that. Okay, so that's a huge one. That's my favorite. And then the second one is by Tom Hanks, and he says, if it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. It's the heart that makes it great. And this is amazing because all these quotes basically you can use on so many occasions. But this one, it's like, for example, for me, I'm studying at London College of Fashion, and I think my friends can say the same, that when we start a project, it's very hard to put your ideas in the sketchbook. You're opening this first page, and to be honest, you are scared to put your ideas on this first page. And then it's like we have to do so many things for the project, like technical folder, sewing, pattern cutting, like there's lots of things. And sometimes it's just like very overwhelming because on top of it, you need to have you start with your own idea. So then I'm looking at this quote, and it says that if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be great. And I think it just like, it talks to me, okay? I mean, you can use it to like everything, to be honest, because I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, and not everyone does fashion designing, so I mean, like, I need to keep doing that. And then I'm starting, and then everything is fine. But just to start, it's very hard, and I think lots of people can say the same. And the third one is by Robert Downey Jr., and he says, listen, smile, agree, and then do whatever you were going to do anyway. And that's amazing too, because there's lots of people that are telling you that you cannot do something. It's like with the first quote, but here it's like you have idea and someone is telling like, okay, this is wrong, like you should change something, but you don't want to change it. So just like, it's kind of sometimes when you're talking to another person, it's like talking to the wall. They have their own idea, you have your own, and when you're like telling them what you want to like do with it, they're just saying no, then just like, okay, whatever, just let them talk what they want to say, and do whatever you want to do, basically. Another third point would be making a list of kind of like your achievements in life. For example, like scan your life. Basically, just go back to the first thought that you ever had, or that you remember that you had, or first achievement that you ever made, and just like start putting this on the paper. Maybe just at the beginning, just scan it, like, okay, I changed schools 3 times, or I went abroad for a couple of months, and then make yourself another list of just like small points, like first of all scan your life and then make yourself a point that you felt that, wow, I did it, I achieved something. So for example, for me, would be I think the first achievement, like, that I think it was so great, it would be going to United States for exchange year when I was 16. So for me it's like, wow, it's amazing.
I could went sorry. I went there for 1 year.
I went there for 1 year without my family and friends and stayed there in the country that I never been to, and it was in the countryside, and I come from Warsaw, so it's like a bigger city. So that for me was amazing, and now when I look at my list and it starts from United States, I see when I have something hard now, and I think that, wow, it's impossible to make or to do. I just like look at this list and I'm like, okay, if I could do it when I was 16, I can do it when I'm 22. So this is kind of like self-motivation. And just basically just scan your life, and this is for yourself. You don't have to say this to anyone, just like you are waking up and you have it there. So when something is hard for you, just look at the list, say, wow, I did it back then, why I cannot do it now? And just start making it. It will be so much easier. I promise you, seriously. Because then you have like this, we have a tendency to forget this kind of things, but when you start writing them down, it will be so much easier and they will be just there, just to look at it every day. Okay, and the third point is basically reading books about motivation, self-growth, whatever you want, to be honest, like that keeps you motivated. For me, the first book, it will be 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. This one. I will have a link down below to the one of them. This one is in Polish though, but I will give you the one in English. And then I have by Sophia Amoruso, GirlBoss. And she's the founder and CEO of Neistat, and this is amazing too. Look. And basically she talks about like how she was starting company, what kind of obstacles she had to like go through, and basically I really like it. And the thing that I'm doing also when I'm reading this kind of books, I like to underline some important things and, for example, make a note in my notebook. So you can like buy yourself a nice notebook that will be like, you know, not like crappy one or something. I have this kind of notebook. It's from TK Maxx. It was like for £5, but I really like writing there and it's just like appealing to me. So yeah, make yourself a note so you can go back to it and you don't have to open this book and like afterwards and go through it once again. You will have a note in your notebook. And then the third book that I wanted to tell you about is by John Chambers. It's Connecting the Dots. And it's not for everyone, because like if you don't like a business a little bit, or entrepreneurial programs, or business area field, I wouldn't recommend it for you, but for me it's great. He talks about how to be CEO, how he went to this point of his career ladder, and to be honest, it's amazing. He's like, I can see after this book that he's a very nice person and he has like a different mindset, I think. So yeah, I definitely recommend that, and I will put a link down below also. And the fifth thing, I would say, to make a calendar for yourself for a month or 2 months, whatever you prefer. For me, it works for 2 months, I guess. I prefer to see like when my project will be due, for example, or something like that. But anyway, yeah, make yourself a calendar. You can print your own or make your own. It's not that easy, and for me it's fun, so you know. But yeah, just make it like a little bit bigger so you can see it clearly, and put this on the wall as well as the quotes and stuff and the list of achievements. Yeah, so put yourself make yourself a calendar like that. Just put all your meetings or your classes if you want to do it, whatever you have planned for the future. And what I like to do, and it's very effective, it's scan 1 week ahead and make yourself a list of things what to do, and then just like scratch them when you will done it. And believe me, this feeling of scratching this, it's amazing. This is the best feeling in the world. I've done this, okay, and this list is going smaller and smaller, so I highly recommend that. Okay, and the sixth thing I would say, listen to podcasts about motivation, or even like biographies of people that achieved something or are inspiration to you. Films, TED Talks, listen to YouTubers. Okay, but I think that in the nowadays when we have to stay at home and generally you shouldn't go outside, you are under the quarantine, right? So for me it's a little bit harder to stay motivated. Having a list to do things for next week, for example, or whatever you have to do, or whatever you want to start doing that you never had the time for. Watch a movie that you always wanted to do but you didn't have a time for it. Basically, maybe just like write comments down below and tell me what you are doing during quarantine. Maybe you have probably some great ideas too, so I will use it too. But yeah, so that's the end of my vlog. I hope you enjoy it, and tell me if you maybe started thinking of using these schemes for yourself or maybe not, but I hope you do. Anyway, the next vlog will be with my guest speaker. It will be on Skype, so I won't meet them in person, don't worry. Yeah, but I won't tell you who is it, so just stay tuned and yeah, keep smiling, enjoy your day, and see you next time. Bye!